Two of the biggest movies of the year opened the same weekend. Spider-Man: Brand New Day and Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey together generated the biggest collective domestic box office weekend in history. And they took the exact opposite approach to technology to get there. One leaned into the AI tools, quietly reshaping how blockbusters get made. The other rejected them almost entirely and won anyway. Today we're breaking down the actual AI and machine learning tools running through modern Hollywood right now. Which ones, what they do, where the money still goes, and why both of these bets paid off in the same 7 days. Start with the budget, because this is the part most AI and movies content skips entirely. On a major studio tentpole, visual effects typically eat 20 to 40% of the total production budget. On fully digital productions it goes much higher. Avatar spent 63% of its $237 million budget on VFX. The Lion King's 2019 remake put 67% of its budget into effects work. Avatar: The Way of Water averaged roughly $62,500 per finished shot, across 4,000 shots. That is where the real money lives, and it's the number every AI tool in this industry is ultimately trying to move. So which AI tools are actually running through studio pipelines in 2026? Adobe's Firefly Video, built into Premiere Pro and After Effects, handles generative fill, background replacement, and object removal on real footage. Runway's Gen-4 model does in-painting and out-painting, extending or modifying shots without a full reshoot. Concept artists lean on Midjourney and Flux to iterate ideas in pre-production at a speed hand-painting never allowed. Netflix went furthest, building custom foundation models trained on their own proprietary footage library through a $600 million deal, generating environments and crowd elements directly, and using AI pre-visualization tools that turn a script into a photorealistic sequence in days instead of the months a traditional storyboard process takes. These are real, named, currently deployed tools. This isn't speculative. Here's the part that matters most and gets flattened the most online. AI is not replacing the expensive, hero-level creative work. The industry data is specific about this. Digital doubles, original creature design, complex destruction simulations, none of that has been meaningfully repriced by AI tools yet. Where the savings are real is in the repetitive, high-volume mechanical layer underneath the hero shots. Rotoscoping, wire removal, crowd generation, cleanup work. AI-powered selection tools are running rotoscoping at roughly 10 times manual speed at major post houses, and studios are seeing 20 to 40% cost reduction specifically on that category of task. So the honest picture isn't AI is making movies now. It's AI ate the boring middle layer of VFX production, and the expensive hero work still costs what it always cost. The single most advanced AI VFX category, and the easiest to actually explain, is de-aging, and the timeline shows exactly how fast this moved. 2008, Benjamin Button, entirely manual volumetric rigs, no machine learning at all. 2016, Rogue One, ILM digitally recreates an actor without machine learning maturity, and the industry sees the tech isn't ready. Something in the eyes always reads wrong. 2019 brings 3 breakthroughs in 1 year. Lola de-ages Samuel L. Jackson through makeup technique alone. Weta builds what's considered the first fully convincing digital human for Gemini Man. And ILM debuts markerless facial capture for The Irishman. Then 2023, the real AI leap. ILM's work on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny trains a neural model on hundreds of hours of Harrison Ford's earlier footage, and director James Mangold is reviewing de-age dailies within days instead of months because the model already knows the face. Marvel Studios and Lucasfilm now both deploy AI-driven face modification as a standing capability across their productions. The current edge of this technology isn't in a Marvel movie at all. It's in Here, released in 2024, starring Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. The tool is Metaphysic Live, and it renders de-aged performances in real time, on set, live on the monitor while the camera is still rolling. No months-long post-production wait. Director Robert Zemeckis called it filmmaking that was previously impossible. Underneath, it's a heavily refined face-swapping neural network, trained extensively on the actor's own footage, robust enough to survive head turns, hair covering the face, and objects blocking the shot. Exactly the situations that break a normal deepfake. That's where this category is heading industry-wide, at real speed. Now Spider-Man: Brand New Day specifically. 7 vendors worked the film. Sony Pictures Imageworks, Framestore, Industrial Light and Magic, Rise, Cantina Creative, Soho VFX, and SDFX Studios, covering digital suit simulation, villain character design, city environment blending, and physics simulation, layered on top of traditional human motion capture on a volume stage. No single AI tool has been publicly named for a specific shot in this film, and this channel isn't going to invent one. What's true is that ILM, one of those 7 vendors, is the same studio running the de-aging pipeline described above on its other current productions, so the capability sits inside the building, actively being proven out on parallel work, even without a shot-by-shot credit here. The one place AI's role in this specific film's success is not in question at all is distribution. 718.6 million trailer views in 24 hours, the biggest movie trailer launch ever recorded, did not happen through human scrolling alone. YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram run every feed through machine learning engagement prediction models, deciding who sees what next. Sony built a social-first campaign instead of a traditional TV-heavy one, which let those AI distribution engines do the targeting no media buyer could match by hand. A second trailer added another 600 million views in June. By release, it became the first trailer in history to cross 1 billion total views. Now the counterpoint, and it's a genuinely important one. The Odyssey took the fully opposite approach and became one of the biggest films of the year doing it. Christopher Nolan wanted the audience to feel like they were on the boat, fearing the ocean the way the characters do, and decided digital shortcuts couldn't deliver that feeling. So the production used an actual seaworthy ship instead of a tank stage or green screen compositing. It's the first feature ever shot entirely on 1570mm IMAX film, a format so demanding for sync sound that the crew had to engineer new lightweight, quieter IMAX camera housings just to make dialogue scenes work. Costumes used real, expensive fabric because Nolan believed physical materials read as authority on screen in a way no digital texture fully replicates. Zero AI shortcuts, full commitment to practical craft. And it opened the same weekend Spider-Man did, both of them smashing records. Put those two side by side, and the real 2026 pattern becomes obvious. AI isn't replacing the choice between practical and digital filmmaking. It's just become one more tool in a toolbox that studios now use selectively, task by task, film by film. Spider-Man leaned on AI-era distribution and industry-standard machine learning cleanup tools to move faster and reach further. The Odyssey leaned on the opposite bet, that authenticity you can physically touch still reads stronger on screen than anything generated. Both worked in the same 7 days, because audiences don't actually care which pipeline built the movie. They care whether it's good. The tools are getting more powerful every year. The judgment about when to use them, and when deliberately not to, is still entirely human. And that's the part no AI tool is anywhere close to automating. For the record, here's what Spider-Man's bet actually produced. Domestic opening weekend. $360 million, the biggest domestic opening weekend of all time, surpassing Avengers Endgame. 10 days in, $655.1 million domestic. Internationally, $1 billion in just 12 days, the second fastest film ever to hit that mark. Global cumulative after 2 weekends, $1.67 billion, already the 12th highest grossing film in history unadjusted for inflation, closing in on Spider-Man No Way Home's $1.921 billion record. So here's the real answer to how AI shaped this summer's biggest movies. It didn't generate a single frame of either film. It compressed the boring middle layer of production. It's quietly maturing into something that can de-age an actor in real time on set. And it's the invisible engine deciding whose feed gets the trailer that breaks the internet. Meanwhile, the most expensive, most important creative decisions, the hero shots, the practical stunts, whether to build a real ship instead of faking one, are still entirely human calls. And this weekend proved both answers can be right at once. If you want the real mechanism behind every AI in Hollywood headline before the hype gets ahead of the facts, subscribe. New breakdown every week.